Sterling considers Liverpool. Everton want a huge double swoop. La Liga could return by July. A transfer roundup and this week's great debate all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. So first up, an apparently member of Raheem Sterling's entourage has been speaking to L'Equipe about the fact that, well, he still has Liverpool under consideration when it comes to potentially leaving Manchester City. Now, of course, it seems highly unlikely that anyone who's left Liverpool, especially under the circumstances that Raheem Sterling did for a main rival, is then going to return to the club. I mean, look at what happened just at the mention of Philippe Coutinho returning to the red half of Merseyside. Anyway, apparently things may not be quite so simple as that. A direct quote here has said that apparently someone told the magazine, even though Raheem is attached to Manchester City, he has not forgotten about Liverpool because that is where he was forged as a man and a player. Obviously, there were some difficulties the moment at which he left, but today he's doing his work and everything is possible. For those of you who can't see, I'm reading off of my laptop. Anyway, does that open the door to a return for Raheem Sterling? I really don't think so. I mean, honestly, the way Liverpool are moving at the moment, and they've obviously got Salah, Firmino and Mane, even if they sold one of them, they'll probably look to buy someone else. I think from Liverpool, from the club perspective, they could do with Sterling. I mean, he's a brilliant player, and Liverpool have brilliant players, so it's a fit. On the flip side of this, I'm sure the club would be a little bit sceptical about bringing Sterling back, pretty much because of the reaction of not only a few of the players, but the fans as well. For such a United club, they probably wouldn't want to do anything to piss off the fans. So if the likes of Sadio Mane do leave and Sterling doesn't go back to Liverpool fans, who would you have instead? Let us know your key signing, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be Kylian Mbappe. But anyway, moving on to some big ridiculous signings that may not happen. Everton, they're the ones who always splash some money and consistently underachieve. Well, it looks like they may be doing so again, as latest reports have linked them with a move for Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. Now, I know what you're going to say. Both of them are probably way too out of Everton's league. They play for massive clubs on massive money, but that is the kind of club that Everton are trying to be. Since their takeover a few years ago, they've obviously splashed the cash. They do have some quality players, but just haven't performed. Cue Carlo Ancelotti. He was brought in earlier this season, and since then has seen a massive turn of form at Everton. So with a quality manager at that level and a few quality signings, we could see Everton back in the Champions League since 2005, where they finished 4th in the Premier League. Having said that, they then went on to lose before the group stage even started, but technically still counts. So first off, with Gareth Bale, yes, he is on a ridiculous wage, but wouldn't actually cost anything for Everton to sign him. Apparently, they're willing to let Bale go on a free this summer just to get his wage bill off the club's expenses. I'm guessing, and obviously we never really know with Gareth Bale, but I'm guessing wherever he moves, he will take a little bit of a wage cut. As for Aaron Ramsey, he's only spent half a year in Turin, but already looks like as if his days at the club could be numbered. I mean, it was clear for everyone to see when you move there on a free transfer that he's a good player, not necessarily a top-level player who's going to win Juventus the Champions League. So it's no surprise that after a year, his team have apparently already let Juventus know that they would be willing to move on in the summer. As for return to the Premier League, seems highly likely for a British player because there aren't too many of them abroad. As for a move back to Everton, I say back to Everton, to the Premier League, a move to Everton, it's kind of there or thereabouts. I mean, if you take him from being at Arsenal's level, right, challenging for the top 4, he's not going to go higher to like Liverpool, City, Chelsea, not going to go too far lower to like 10th, 11th, 12th in the Premier League. So yeah, maybe Everton's a good fit for him. But next up and away from the transfer news and to La Liga, where apparently it could be back on, although being played behind closed doors, by the beginning of July. The chief of one of La Liga's broadcast partners has said that he hopes the league will be back in July, but also brought up the problem that players are maybe going to need a pre-season. Firstly, the public health is not going to be sorted by July. There's no way that everyone's going to be completely clear of it by the summer months. On the second hand, when players are allowed to go back to training, they'll then have to go through a pre-season, because if you think about how much they're training during the season, how much they're playing, how fit they are, they have peak fitness levels throughout the campaign. Well, most of them do anyway. So from that, to then going to sit at home, to then going to apparently play in the Premier League, a World Cup style tournament where you're going to be playing games like every 3 days for 5, 6, 7 weeks, there's no way a player's body could handle that unless the levels of performance were really, really poor. So not only has everyone got to be fine with it and clear of their health, and it's safe to go outside, you've then got to have potentially a 3 or 4 week pre-season of the teams training together, and then you've got to put together a calendar which allows the rest of the season to be played. I think July is a little bit ambitious, but hey, we can all live in hope. So next up, and a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Independiente coach Lucas Pusineri in Argentina is hoping that Sergio Aguero will one day return to the club. Barcelona are looking at out of contract in the summer left-back Levan Kurzawa as a potential backup to Jordi Alba at the new camp. RB Leipzig striker Yusuf Poulsen has apparently handed in a transfer request as he wants to leave the club. And lastly but not least, the unknown 19-year-old Pablo Perez from Sevilla, who's yet to play a first-team game, has apparently been impressing at youth level that much that Manchester City want to go ahead and sign him. So lastly but not least, we come to this week's great debate. You guys know what this is. It's where the OneFootball newsroom pose a question to all of you. You can see their answers in the relevant article in the OneFootball app. But for the comment section, we want to know, what is the greatest football video game ever? For me, it's Championship Manager 2001-2002. Now, I know some of you may not have even been born when that was playing, but for me, it was just brilliant. It was such a simple football game. So for those of you that play Football Manager today, back then there was like no social hierarchies, agent fees. There wasn't even a 2D simulation. It was just basically loads of information running across the screen about when your team scored a goal. Yeah, it was just great. That and the fact that me and my brother spent hours trying to pronounce hilarious German names whilst managing Bayern Munich. But apart from that, for all the nostalgic reasons, I think it was just brilliant. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the great debate, the best football video game ever, and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Leave them all down below, smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.